is the world we live in. They say, well, then tell me what you did in school. Tell me what you've done with yourself. Show me. Motherfucker, what do you need? Listen to me. That's my success. That's my joy. And that's just step one, though. Don't get confused. I'm not saying I'm no great American story. Don't get confused. I mean that to say that it's a process, not a product. All right? Just think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. All right. I was asking my folks, what the fuck should I talk about up here? And some folks want y'all to remind yourselves, like I have to remind myself every day, all the shit you learn, all the books you read, the poems you write, the videos you watch, the events you attend. That's all really important. It's really good and it helps you analyze shit. But you gotta remember that there's some things that you learn, and a lot of those things are things that people are actually experiencing. It's a privilege to learn because when you think about it, learning is, I open it, I choose to read it, I choose to take in what I want to, and I get to close it and walk away. Y'all know what that's called?
No.
Starts with a pri, ends with a lidge. Privilege, y'all. You get to pick and choose when you want to give a fuck. You get to pick and choose when you care. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some of you in here who get to live like that, who get to pick and choose when you want to give a fuck. Pick and choose when you're going to go back home and not really trip out the shit. And there's some of y'all who I'll give it up to who don't get to pick and choose. Where you go home to is the shit you're studying. Where you go home to is the shit people are analyzing. Where you go home to is the shit that people debate about, but they don't live it. Now, I'm not trying to hate on people who don't have to live, but you have to trip. How are you going to act as someone who gets to pick and choose? What kind of real decisions are you going to make when you don't live the shit? When you don't feel the shit? When you don't breathe it? And a lot of y'all won't be surprised you're going to end up in some positions of power. But just because you brown or black doesn't mean you're still feeling and experiencing the shit. Because you could just end up another puppet. And let's guess who's holding you around. Let's guess who's pulling you the strings. I'm being real honest with y'all right now, y'all. Be real honest with y'all. Because a lot of people, they don't want to say this shit. They don't want to. Because they want you to do well because they got made fun of for their accent. They got denied a job. They've been ashamed about things that happen with their family. And so they don't want you to hear this shit. They want you to succeed. But they're on the product, not the process. They still on the, what can you show me? Rather than where you at. Sometimes I talk to these students who like in your position right now, and they hella stressed out, you know, and I feel you, I was there too. But look, y'all need to take some time out to heal, for real. All right, when I was here in Santa Cruz, I had a girlfriend, but we weren't very public. Part of it is that I don't like to put my shit out there. You know, I'm not into being publicly affectionate. But the real deep issue is that I was super homophobic. So I'm homophobic, but I'm gay. So what does that mean? I hate myself, right? I hate myself. Come on now. There's no other way to cut it. I'm a person of color, but as a child, I was embarrassed by my mom. Wow. Embarrassed by the shit she do. Ashamed. But I'm her. That's called a self-hate. You think I was born and I was like, you know, let's hate ourselves. Let's hate who we are. Let's hate everything that we do. Fuck no. I learned that shit. Now, was it on TV that said, hate gay Filipino women? No. But they told me who to love. They told me to love that beautiful blonde hair. They told me to love that beautiful light skin. They told me to love that beautiful English, proper, well-speaking talk. Right? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, or you wouldn't be here today. None of y'all who are here wouldn't come here unless you know what the fuck I am talking about. Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not here to preach. I'm here to encourage, motherfuckers. I'm here to encourage, all right? All right? So I said all that shit, busting myself out, standing here as a proud queer woman of color who does the goddamn work, you know what I'm saying, does my best to. I go to therapy, all right, and I found a queer resource center. I pay $22 a session. where normally you pay like 100 something else. I've done this shit called nonviolent communication, because I grew up violent, you know what I mean? For me, you turn on me, it's an automatic fuck you, don't ever look at me again, I'm done with you, I don't give a fuck about you. Why? Because my daddy left, so that shit kind of gave my mind. Me and my girl, she and I both went to couples therapy. We only stopped because our therapist left the spot. I'm not trying to just take my life, so I'm trying to get to a point, right? I did this thing called co-counseling. All right, and it's just a way to kind of let my shit out without clienting or venting on somebody else, and then having a turn to do back to me, and it was free. We didn't have to pay nobody to do it. Why am I saying that shit? People don't teach us what are the tools for us to heal. You know what I'm saying? And so the way we heal is by bringing each other down. Or the way we heal is by stressing the fuck out over organizing some event, and then afterwards getting drunk, high, shroom the fuck out of our minds. Right? Don't front, y'all. Alright, I've been drinking since I was 8, and I just stopped in January because I went to a point of violence that I hope I never ever go to again. Alright? I watched my granduncle make himself go insane with dementia as a fucking alcoholic and kill himself like that. I watched my father go turn on my mom, drunk as fuck, and then look at me, I turned out the same fucking way. And that was a big, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Makes you flip back. Where did alcohol come from? How has alcohol been systemically used to destroy people? How all kinds of drugs, listen, y'all know this shit, I know you know this shit. It's not that the government doesn't like drugs. They just want you to use their drugs. Chris Rock told you. Everybody tells you. They tell you. You already know this shit. But we do it to ourselves. Now, I'm not judging you. I know we all have our coping mechanisms. I'm not judging you for shit. I'm in the same boat. It's not like I don't every once in a while too. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real about it, okay? You get caught smoking. You get caught with some on you. You driving down the street, listening to music. You're like, yeah. Right with your brown and black face. Let that be some professional white folk in a suit. Listen to the same music that they can't even fucking sing. Right? They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. To the hood, hood, hood.